I'm your biology teacher Asmita and we are studying Kingdom Animalia. This is 8th video of this topic, and so far in the previous 7 video we have studied many new terms and many criteria which are used for the classification of Kingdom Animalia. Now in this particular last particular 7 videos we have studied many new terms and many difficult terms, but on the other hand, on today's video onwards we are going on to the simple part of the topic, and we are just taking some overview of the different organ systems which are involved in the Kingdom Animalia. Now remember one thing, that it is a specialty of Kingdom Animalia that it is having organ system. So complex organ system is a particular characteristic of Kingdom Animalia. So we are having organ systems doing different functions. So we will just take a overview of different systems, their function, and whatever different types of organ systems present in the Kingdom Animalia. So let's begin. So first system we are taking overview of is the digestive system. Now when we consider digestive system, it play a very important role in the Kingdom Animalia because we all are heterotrophic animals, correct? So animals are heterotrophic, so we are consuming complex food material. So this complex food material need to be simplified with respect to absorption of it. So the function of the digestive system is converting complex food material into the simple one, which will make it which will make the nutrient soluble and will be absorbed easily by the body. So digestive system do two functions. One is the absorption of nutrients, whatever carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, whatever nutrients present in the food are absorbed by the body by the process of digestion. Then next one, the egestion. Egestion means throwing out undigested food. So digestive system do two functions, absorption and egestion. Now next one is for the functioning of the digestive system, we are having alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is the tract which travel throughout our digestive system. Food move through the alimentary canal, and then in the process of motion it get digested. So on the basis of what type of digestive alimentary canal animals are having, there are two type of animals. Some are with incomplete alimentary canal, the digestive tract is incomplete, and some are with complete alimentary canal. Now let us first try to understand the incomplete alimentary canal. Now when we consider incomplete alimentary canal, means the digestive system alimentary canal is having single opening, only one opening. The same opening work as a mouth as well as anus for the ingestion of food and for the egestion of food. If you remember, we have studied it before. The animals with only single opening of alimentary canal. We have studied this before. Do you remember when we studied this? Correct. We have studied this in the body plan, the animals with blind sac body plan. So coelentrates and flatworms are involved in the blind sac body plan. So they have only one opening for their digestive system, only one opening for egestion and ingestion of food. So incomplete alimentary canal. On the other hand, there are animals with complete alimentary canal, which are having both mouth as well as anus. Mouth is for the taking in food, that is ingestion of food, and anus is for egestion of food. Okay, the examples are all advanced animals, and roundworm onwards all animals are having complete alimentary canal. So see the picture of the animals with complete as well as incomplete alimentary canal. Now here in the first diagram, it is a diagram of jellyfish, which show the opening. See, if you see mouth and anus single opening, there is no other opening for the alimentary canal. This is green color, is whole alimentary canal of the jellyfish, and jellyfish come under coelenterate. Got it? Now if here there is a diagram of one roundworm, and here it is its mouth and here it is its anus, and pink colored canal is the canal for the canal of the digestive system, that is alimentary canal. Two openings, mouth and anus, on the opposite end of the body. So is it clear about digestive system? Two type of animals on the basis of digestive system, with complete alimentary canal and with incomplete alimentary canal. Incomplete, one opening for the alimentary canal, and complete, two openings for the alimentary canal. Now with this knowledge, let us go to the next system, that is a respiratory system. Now respiratory system in the animals is basically dealing with taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Now oxygen we utilize for the production of energy, and in the process of production of energy, carbon dioxide is the byproduct. Remember, oxygen we need for the production of energy, and carbon dioxide is excretory product, that is we don't need, we produce it during the process of energy production and we give it off. Now for this purpose, and oxygen and carbon dioxide are present in the environment, so we need there should be exchange of gases. So we are having, animals are provided with respiratory surfaces for the exchange of gases. Now there are several respiratory surfaces in animals. This chart show different respiratory surfaces. See, simple animals like sponges and coelenterids, body surface work as a respiratory surface. Fish and some aquatic crustaceans are having gills for the respiration. Annelids and amphibians use skin for their respiration, and insects use a trachea, and all advanced animals which are living on land are having lungs for their as their respiratory surfaces. So let us see some pictures. Now this is one caterpillar. Caterpillar is a previous stage of butterfly. So here as it is an insect, it uses a trachea for respiration, and if you pay attention carefully, you can see some brown colored structure over here. I am just encircling them so you can see it properly. See, these are the openings of trachea. Trachea are inside, and these are called as spiracles. So from this opening, air go inside, and along with air, oxygen go inside, and then trachea is a pipe system inside through which the oxygen is supplied to the different parts of the body. So next is this is the picture of gills in the fish. So gills are there. Gills take oxygen. Gills are very effective in absorption of oxygen in the water. So gills are present in the fish and many other aquatic animals. Okay. Now this is third picture is of Nereis. Nereis is come in the same phylum as earthworm. So it is a skin of Nereis. Okay. And Nereis do respiration as well as earthworm do respiration with the help of skin. And you know, the skin should be moist to do respiration. If skin is dry, the animal cannot do respiration. So when if you observe, earthworm are present during the rainy season, but when a month of October, November come, all earthworms start dying. Why? Because their skin get dry and they cannot do respiration and they die because of that. Okay, so skin work as a respiratory surface only if it is moist. Then next one is the respiratory surface in us, in advanced animals, are lungs. These are the human lungs diagram. Okay, so this is all about respiration, respiratory system. So let us go ahead and study next system, that is circulatory system. Now circulatory system is the one which is a transport system in our body. So animals are multicellular, so there should be some transport system. See, every system doing different functions. And digestive system take nutrition, respiratory system take gases. So all cells need nutrition as well as gases. So this transport work is done by the circulatory system. So there are two types of circulatory systems found in the kingdom Animalia. One is the open circulatory system and another one is the closed circulatory system. Now this is a diagram of open circulatory system. Now pay attention to the diagram. Now this is the diagram of cockroach, and these are the in between white color are the heart of cockroach. Okay, when you see heart of cockroaches, and this space is an open space called as sinus. This open space called as sinus. So blood in the cockroach, what happens when hearts undergo contraction, all blood of the cockroach come out and circulate in this space called as sinus. So blood come out in the open space and all organs are present in this open space. So organs get washed off when the blood come out, and whatever nutrients every organ get when it is flushing, every organ get flushed with blood, flushed with hemolymph, that time it will absorb nutrients. So this kind of circulatory system in which blood come into the open spaces called as sinuses is called as the open circulatory system. Clear about it? Now let us go to the closed circulatory system. Now this is the diagram of closed circulatory system. If you pay attention, these are the blood vessels. Blue colored and red colored are the blood vessels. Actually, we are going to study a circulatory system in detail, but in 12th standard. So, but just pay attention here. Blue colored are veins and red colored are arteries, but both are blood vessels. So these blood vessels, basically blood flow inside these blood vessels. Blood never come out of blood vessel. Anywhere in our body, blood never come out of blood vessels. Okay. So blood flow inside the closed vessels. When blood flow in the closed vessels, it is called as closed circulatory system. Got it? See, open circulatory system, blood flow in the open space called as sinuses, and in closed circulatory system, blood always flow into the closed blood vessels. So let us see the more differences in the circulatory system in different open and closed circulatory system. Remember, circulatory system deal with transport of nutrient, waste and sometimes gases. Then circulatory system, two types: open circulatory system, closed circulatory system. First try to understand open circulatory system, then we will compare it with closed circulatory system. So open circulatory system, first one is blood flow in the open space called as sinuses. Second one is blood flow with very slow speed. Remember this, underline this or highlight this: slow speed and low pressure. Secondly, there is a direct exchange of material between the organ and or tissue and the blood. An example is arthropoda and mollusca. On the other hand, in closed circulatory system, blood always flow inside the closed blood vessels. Then blood flow is faster. See, their question asked is the differences: faster and high pressure. First difference. Then exchange of material is indirect through tissue fluid, and as closed circulatory system needs some pressure for the blood, it need a pump. In our body, the pump is heart, and all annelids and vertebrata, closed type of circulatory system is found. So this is all about circulatory system, then respiratory system and digestive system. So I'll ask you a few questions based on this and we'll go ahead. Now when we consider digestive system, on what basis digestive animals are classified when we consider digestive system? Yes, alimentary canal, openings of the alimentary canal, whether it is one or two. What kind of respiratory surface found in Annelida? Okay, and what is the difference, main difference between, main two differences between the open and closed circulatory system? So, blood flow in blood flow in open sinuses and blood flow in closed blood vessels. Low pressure, slow speed; high pressure, high speed. So this is all for today. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.